Are you shocked too? Joe and Sophie snuck off to Vegas for a secret wedding! If you were wondering whether there's going to be one more ceremony in the summer, here's what we predict is going to happen there. Watch till the end and find out what happened to Joe's wedding ring wrapper and why Priscilla Presley had to comment on Sophie's wedding. Last November, we were given a hint that Sophie and Joe were going to get married in Paris after her life coach posted a video on Instagram with the official invitation to Jonas and Turner's nuptials that said, Sophie and Joe 2019 France. So there was no way we expected them to pull a Bieber and Baldwin stunt with a secret sharing of vows. After dating for just 1 year, Sophie said yes to Joe's proposal, and Jonas quickly became that guy that's engaged to Sansa. Well, that probably won't go on for much longer because there's no more Sophie Turner, as she changed her last name to Jonas. When you consider the enormous hype surrounding GOT and the notably remarkable fandom of the Jonas Brothers, it's clear why the two snuck out for a private ceremony in Vegas. A crazy drunk wedding in Las Vegas is a hackneyed topic for comedies like The Hangover, Honeymoon in Vegas, and of course one of the most iconic Friends scenes with Rachel and Ross. Yet, Sophie's wedding is not on the same wavelength and surprisingly has a symbolic meaning. Turner and Jonas tied the knot at Chapelle L'Amour inside a little white wedding chapel just an hour before the Jonas Brothers' performance at the Billboard Music Awards. The ceremony was officiated by an Elvis impersonator on the 52nd wedding anniversary of Elvis and Priscilla Presley. Priscilla said that it was very sweet and she is very honored. Though she has heard of GOT, she has never seen it. So she probably had to Google who the reporters were telling her about. Oopsie. Well, let's cross our fingers for Sophie and Joe to be a bit luckier, as Elvis and Priscilla got divorced 6 years after they got married. Anyway, Sophie looks stunning in her white silk jumpsuit by Ukrainian label Bevza, and a lush veil posing on a pink Cadillac in the venue's famous Tunnel of Love drive-thru. There were a couple of familiar faces, including Nick and Kevin Jonas, Khalid, Diplo, and Priyanka Chopra Jonas, who is Sophie's maid of honor. We know what you're thinking. Where was Maisie Williams? Yes, we are shocked too. It's not clear yet, but it seems that Williams was not invited. Turner told Entertainment Tonight earlier that Maisie will be one of two at the wedding. That's a promising hint that the bigger June wedding in Paris will take place afterwards. And here are a couple more clues. On The Late Late Show earlier this year, Joe said they are planning on a summer wedding, and they are planning to combine English and American culture. Sophie's family prefer rugby to football, and as he said, we're going to have a flag rugby game at the wedding and a flag football game. So if the groomsmen show up with black eyes and broken arms, I'll be very proud. We also expect to see some of our favorite GOT cast members and some fantastic performances from Joe's pop star friends. By the way, Sophie works as an ambassador for Louis Vuitton, so we are looking forward to seeing her wearing a fantastic gown designed by the label for her Paris wedding. Last year's December wedding of Nick and Priyanka was also a mix of two cultures, and it was undoubtedly one of the most spectacular weddings ever. We are sure we can expect just as much of a lavish and fun wedding for Joe and Sophie. But the Las Vegas wedding was not all about fun. Turns out French laws do not imply a legal marriage for foreigners unless they stay in France for at least 40 days before the wedding. It's not clear yet whether the wedding was planned or just a spontaneous act, since they were already in Vegas for the Billboard Music Awards. Even though it was indeed a legal marriage, the couple exchanged sour cherry pop rings. Well, we are pretty sure they ate them after a couple of shots of tequila. But don't worry, Sophie still has a nice 3-carat engagement ring. Nevertheless, they still need to exchange their real wedding rings, so it's one more indication that there will be one more wedding. Here's where things get a bit more crazy, as the Elvis impersonator who wedded the couple is selling Joe Jonas' original authentic real wedding ring wrapper on eBay, with bids reaching over $1,225 in hours. And that's how you run business, guys. Sophie was spotted with a white Just Married sash over a white hoodie at the exclusive San Vicente bungalows in West Hollywood, where the newlyweds spent their honeymoon night. On the other hand, Sophie probably needed some of this craziness to cheer her up, as she's battling with depression. Sophie opened up about struggling to love herself after social media criticism of her performance and her appearance on Game of Thrones. She even confessed that she thought about committing suicide when she was younger. It might be hard for some people to believe that someone as talented and as beautiful is going through such tough times, but Sophie says that Joe is an enormous help to her going through her mental health crisis. As she said, when someone tells you they love you every day, it makes you realize why that is, and I think it makes you love yourself a bit more. Joe was on the set of Game of Thrones Season 8 the whole time supporting Sophie, and was by her side when she confessed her depression on the Dr. Phil podcast. Sophie and Joe always kept their relationship private, but Sophie said it was easy for her to date Jonas because he's from the industry too, and understands that they cannot be around each other all the time. Would you love to have a Las Vegas wedding too? And how much would you bid on Joe's wedding ring wrapper? Let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on Sophie and Joe's second wedding in Paris this June.